to Týrcast 22. My name is Harry Johansson. I am in Prague.
Hello, Gunnar Thompson. Dun, 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 dun. Faroe Islands.
Hello everyone, I'm Tad, I'm the drummer of Týr, and I'm in Budapest, Hungary.
And I am Hans, and I'm the guitarist, and I'm in the Faroe Islands.
You are one of the guitarists.
Oh,
Yes. I'm the one now.
You are okay. This is, I should say, the 16th episode of our second season. We put out these episodes on the 7th and the 22nd of each month at 1700 Central European Time on YouTube, first and foremost, but also to Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and to Buzzsprout. You can have early access to this and other material on patreon.com/Týrband. Nothing new to say since last Týrcast. Actually, I was going through the last one. There was no corrections or anything, except that it was actually your mistake, Tadeusz. I did double check that, saying that the highest mountain in the Faroes is on Streymoy.
you went out of your way.
We were kind of mumbling over each other there, so I'm not sure who said what, but I went out of my way to make sure I was not in the wrong.
I mean, if you're not in the wrong, then the world's balance is reestablished. So
No, it has nothing to do with the world balance. I'm happy, and that's it.
No, of course not.
All right. For this season, we have been listening to the new Iron Maiden album. I should say for this episode. Senjutsu, released only this week, I believe. 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
And number 2 in the charts last time I looked, UK album sales charts, after Drake. And that is for, as I understand it, number 2 in the selling of actual physical albums. I believe they are probably behind in streaming, but I didn't check that. But that is quite a feat, considering how not great I find the album, honestly. So, in my opinion, if it weren't for the fact that they were already Iron Maiden and they hadn't released some of the greatest metal albums of all time, they wouldn't get near the charts with this release.
I have to agree. I mean, I waited till I actually got the physical copy.
That which is very beautiful, by the way.
Yes, absolutely gorgeous. It's even too big to show it off here, so it looks like this.
That's what she said.
Yeah. 3 vinyls. How many songs? 9, right? I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Oh,
There's 10 songs.
Yeah,
on
10 songs. Sorry. Yeah. I have to say, of course, there are some of my absolute favorite albums are from Iron Maiden, especially from the 80s or the early 90s. But and of course, I didn't listen to this one until I had the physical copy. I don't regret buying it because I mean it's Iron Maiden. So anyway, it's good to have Iron Maiden at home. But yeah, rather underwhelmed. I don't hate it. Like, for example, in the case of Book of Souls. Sorry, I really did not get into that album. But it has some good melodies, some good parts. But actually, I think since Brave New World, they are kind of repeating themselves. What do you say? Hans?
Well, I think that I have it with Iron Maiden as I have it with Metallica. They peaked at the same time and they never really came back, and that was in '88. I don't know.
You think Metallica peaked before the Black Album?
Oh yes, definitely.
Because I think so too, but many people would disagree.
Yes,
For example,
but-
Hans.
Yeah, no, I think Metallica was great up till the And Justice for All. That was
Yes.
wow, what an album! And
Yes.
same with Iron Maiden. All the albums were absolutely amazing up till Seventh Son of Seventh Son. After that, I don't know what happened. I never really. I fell off the track, I must say. They had there's some few moments here and there where they are getting back, like some tracks on Brave New World. I wasn't too.
Some, yeah.
Yeah,
and,
there's some great tracks.
And here and there've been some great tracks, but this one, I'm not gonna be allowed to get to an Iron Maiden concert because this is bad. This is a real. I would strongly suggest those guys to. Well, I'm not the person to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. That they should try to go into Jacob Hansen Studios and get a hell of a producer.
Jacob Hansen, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Even and just try to do a normal album as everybody else do these days with the modern technology. I know they're trying to they always try to stay quite real, and that's admirable, but listen to that album, that is not working very well for them. I don't think so. It would be amazing to, just for one album, to hear them do an album like everybody else does an album these days. Because it would sound so much better. And I think what I always missed with them, they have 3 guitarists. I love them all. Yannick Gers, he when he played with the Iron Gillan band, it was absolutely amazing guitarist. And Adrian Smith, wow, doesn't get better. And Murray, well, whew. And I just don't think they don't shine on the albums that they do today. And I'm sure a good producer would make them shine. So, there's so many things wrong with this. Man, I'm sorry. I really am. But
How many times did you listen to it?
I didn't listen to it was so hard to get through. I listened about 2 times to it. Whew. I felt my life was ebbing away.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean,
to say at least, they have their ideas and songs as such are quite okay. They just need a lot of work on every little detail there is, but there are some good songs. I liked Hell on Earth. It could have been a very good song had it been shorter and so on.
I have to say, I'm actually a fan of long songs if they are, produced and written well. Like the progression is logical and
Exactly.
it's building up to something, then ebbing down, then building up to something again. So the classic progression. But I don't really have that feeling in these songs. I mean, just think about Rime of the Ancient Mariner. How long is it? About 10 minutes also. That's just a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But here, it's like, yeah, there's something going on in the background, and then now here's a dynamic change, and then here the volume goes down again, and then there comes a chorus. So it's not really logical for me, and
really weird time changes.
Yes. It's just, what's going on? It's maybe they were, building like up towards a surprise moment, but it's not really working. One song I thought was bit more solid. That was well, for me, Death of the Celts. I think that was quite okay in its length as well. And
I thought the chorus in that song I had definitely heard before.
I think the whole album consists of melodies you have heard in the last 20 years of Iron Maiden, I think.
My thing with Iron Maiden is that I feel like they never like reinvented themselves ever. It's pretty much the same album every time, and I know many people disagree, but for me it's the same album every time, just a little bit worse every time. So when I listen to this, but when I listen to this album, I find myself singing. Like first time I had listened to this album, I started singing in my head other Iron Maiden songs. And why did I do that? Because the songs I just heard reminded me so much of those songs, just like in a little bit worse way. And to go back to Book of Souls, I don't remember the exact song on that album, but there was a song that had the intro riff of Wasted Years totally ripped off. It sounded exactly the same, just made a little bit worse. And I had to check it, who wrote the riff on the Book of Souls. If it's the same guy, okay, you stole from yourself. But no, it was one of the other guitarists in the band who came with that. And I don't understand why no one in the band said, hold on, this is actually a very famous song of ours.
Yeah, Adrian Smith wrote Wasted Years.
Yeah, and then one of the other guys wrote this total rip-off on Book of Souls.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
And I think also, if I listen through the albums, the better ideas I think come from Adrian Smith on this one, but
I agree.
The arrangement is just off.
There's a song called "The Darkest Hour," written by Adrian Smith, and except from some pointless arrangement in the start, it starts very atmospheric, and then there's a acoustic piece that doesn't lead to anything. It sort of stops, and then comes a separate acoustic piece. From there on, the song is actually quite okay, and I think it's good songwriting. Adrian Smith is obviously the only person in the band who really understands music, I think, and but that's fine. You just need one guy, and he could put everything together, you know, in a better musical way. But the rest is sort of left up to randomness, it sounds to me. But that is one of the better songs, if maybe the best song on the album.
I would say in general, I'm scratching my tit here. Sorry. I think in general, when I listen through all the Iron Maiden albums, every time I hear a song that Adrian Smith has made, I lighten up a little bit, because he really has something. I don't know what it is. He makes really good songs.
I think so too. I think he's the most solid and the most inventive guitarist in the band. But what do I know? I'm just a drummer.
Although in some cases Harris has some strokes of genius. Hell on Earth, for example, written by Steve Harris, it could have been one of their greatest songs if it were treated properly. It just isn't. But the basic idea is very, very solid. It's not. That doesn't sound too typical of Iron Maiden, as far as I can hear it. I didn't listen to many of their recent albums. But it's just disappointing to see a genius idea treated so haphazardly.
Well, I will say that I don't mind if a band, we got AC/DC and stuff like that. They sound the same, but they're really good every time they make something. But it's still AC/DC, and you can hear. I don't mind that. In that matter, I don't think anybody should reinvent themselves. They are what they are. But I think it's more a technical aspect of the whole production of making an album. You have to follow times, unfortunately. Just like I mean, we're practically a new band. I mean, we exist for 20 years or something. There's nothing towards them, but we had to adjust all the way through to all this new technology that's coming along. It's been a ever-changing experience, and I must admit, I don't like it. I don't like all this computer mumbo jumbo, but this is the future that you have to follow.
If you don't, you're just gonna sound outdated, and that's what it does. It sounds unprofessional and outdated. But the really disappointing thing is, it doesn't even sound as good as the albums they used to make. I mean, this is take something like The Number of the Beast, the tightness of the sounds on the album. That was before you used computers for recording, and it's just played and sung much tighter and more concise than this album. And even the songwriting is more concise. And
that producer has made so many good albums.
There you see. It's a production.
He made all the Deep Purples, Rainbow, and not all of them, but most of it, and Iron Maiden, and so much more. I mean,
what's the name of the guy who produces Kevin Caveman something? The producer.
Kevin Shirley, I think, or something like that.
Let me say the credits here. Kevin Shirley, yes, exactly. You're right. Mm-hmm. Fire him. He could probably produce an old punk band, but for Iron Maiden, he's absolutely unsuitable.
Yeah, and they used him ever since, I think, Brave New World or something like that.
Oh, then that's why. I mean, you can absolutely hear that. I mean, I want to add something that Brave New World, they still had some good songs on there, but already on No Prayer for the Dying, they were turning towards this melodic world.
That was a turn I definitely did not like.
No, me neither. Especially, for example, Mother Russia. I think that's the last song on that album. That already sounds almost like all the stuff they did beginning with Brave New World. So it's I don't know. It's maybe.
This one's the only song on that album which sounds like an Iron Maiden song is Tail Gunner.
Tail Gunner, exactly. Yeah. Yes, that's a good song. And I was really relieved when I heard that at first. I mean, it's the opening track, and it's like, oh, okay, this is good. And then. Maybe holy smoke, maybe. I mean, it's a bit silly, but it's
But Tail Gunner could have been something like Aces High or something. It's
exactly.
It's just
So in that way, it doesn't. I don't mind that it repeats itself a little bit, but but the whole production. Oh my God, you need to be careful with that.
Yeah,
I think that's my opinion.
Well,
I'm sure.
Interesting is
a billion of people don't have that opinion. So
I'm sure.
Yeah, I've seen so many good. There are a lot of people who like it. Obviously, I think I commented on Iron Maiden's Facebook page and got some hot blowback.
Vicious.
But look, people listen. It's the same. It's the same kind of opinions where people hate us, for example, for murdering innocent dolphins. It's not that they suddenly applied their acute sense of aesthetics and found that we didn't live up to that. People listen with their ideology, and it's like anything else, being the fan of a band, it's kind of a cult, personality cult or a brand cult. And if you're on that, I mean... I'm still excited Iron Maiden are releasing albums. I'm excited they're still playing. I'm very happy for that.
That I will give a very big thumbs up for. Definitely. But it does come... You have to take the blows that comes with it. So
but I can't with good conscience say that this is a well-made album. It just isn't.
What I was surprised about was that yesterday when I listened to it... the day before yesterday, when I listened to it the first time, I didn't pay attention to side A and side B of the vinyl. So I just, I took out the first of the 3 vinyls, and by mistake, I started with the B side. So that's, I think, Lost in a Lost World. Would that have been? Or just a second, Senjutsu. Yeah, Lost in a Lost World was the first song for me, and I was like, that's a weird choice to put as an album opener, And then yesterday I saw that this is actually B-side, so I started listening to the whole album again, starting with Senjutsu, the actual opening song, and that worked totally fine for me, So it really is important to listen to an album, I think, for at least for the first couple of times, in their official order. So opening with Senjutsu and then going straight to Stratego works fine, or at least way better than opening, for example, with Lost in the Lost World.
That's an important point, yes.
Yeah, it is.
I still miss a more very much up-tempo song as a beginning song.
Yeah, for example, Be Quick or Be Dead on
something
Fear
like
of the
that.
Dark.
See, that's amazing, right there.
Yes.
See, that's Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, like if they. I can even hear on Nico's drumming. It's kind of it's lacking energy. It's like it's a bit, sorry for saying that, but it sounds a bit half-assed. It's like, okay, let's not push the tempo too much. It's fine like this.
How old are they anyway?
Around 70 all, right?
No.
Let me see here.
60, early 60s.
Yeah, Bruce Dickinson
Early
is
60s.
63, for example.
63.
I suppose they're all around there, early 60s, yes. Look at recent releases by, I don't know, Pink Floyd. Well, okay, that's not that recent, but they're older again. I mean, there's no excuse not to make a good album because you reach that age.
Wow.
David Bowie made a really good album. I just saw, what's his name?
Look at Tommy Aldridge on drums. Holy mother of a cow.
where is he playing now?
Whitesnake, I think.
Yeah, or Mickey D in Scorpions. Yeah. I mean, and before that, of course, Motorhead. But I mean, he should be around 60 as well. I think.
It's really no excuse. How recent is Rolling Stones' latest album? I mean, it's only it's quite recent, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, they're 80.
Yeah.
I never liked them, but so I can't really speak to that. But anyway, 63 is no excuse for this, I think.
No,
it really isn't.
Of course. Well, of course.
Sorry to treat them so harshly. Maybe I should say something nice about them.
Well, I mean, we started with that. We are all
they possibly have they possibly have the greatest brand in heavy metal history. I can only think of something like Metallica or Black Sabbath that has the same level of brand. Yeah. It's really, really well done, and just for having that, you can reach the charts, but they could have done so much more. Like I said, if this were the first album of a band, they wouldn't get nowhere near the charts. And it sounds a bit like by now they're doing it for their own enjoyment. Some of the parts sound like they might be fun to play, that they do, but unless you produce it properly, it's not going to be that fun to listen to. So maybe it's more for their own enjoyment that they do it now.
And I mean, that's fine. They are legends. So.
That is fine. They are definitely legends already. It's just that, they've made some of the best metal albums ever, and that buys them some credit. And I will still buy their next album, or no, I don't buy the albums, but I will listen to it definitely. Download it on Tidal or wherever. But when you have such a brand, for every release, you have like a free ticket to world culture history, and in my opinion, they're pissing it away with this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, they are the main reason that I play music.
One of the main reasons for me too.
Steve Harris and Nico McBrain, they were my all-time favorites, and Adrian Smith as well. Yeah. What can I say? They're the whole reason for being here. So.
I just got a message from our booker, by the way, that we were supposed to be on the next Iron Maiden tour, but they just cancelled us.
Yeah, well, still worth it.
At least we have our conscience
integrity.
Intact. Our integrity.
Do you think we would speak like this if we spoke to one of them?
No, absolutely not.
Probably not.
I once interviewed Hansi Korsch from Blind Guardian, and I think Blind Guardian is a great band. They made some of the best metal songs ever, but you have a very held back and reserved opinion when you talk to people directly that in a somewhat similar way sometimes have done something that is really not up to scratch. But hey, all our songs aren't perfect either, not even close.
Oh, definitely, that's for sure.
But I like to think we don't suffer from the faults that this album, the Senjutsu album, suffers from.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
I thought it was very sad on Hell on Earth song that they made it a 11-minute song, because it would have been perfect with like 4 minutes. Beautiful melody, just a beautiful song. But I don't know, like 3 minutes before he starts singing, and it's not like it's exciting and or anything like beautiful built up. It's just boring playing until he starts singing.
And I think that's... Sorry, go on.
No, and I mentioned before Days of Future Past. I really like that song. Not because it was like the best song, I just thought it was the best arrangement, like not drawn out and long. I think it was like 4 minutes, and I just thought it was perfect. And after listening to the first 4 songs on the album, I felt like those 4 minutes passed in like in 10 seconds compared to the other first 4 songs. So yeah. But other than that, I love the intro of Lost in a Lost World. Isn't that the song with the beautiful
sounds a bit like Pink Floyd in the start.
Intro.
Maybe only less imaginative, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
One more thing, I really did not pay attention to the past couple albums, but when did they start to use that many keyboards, like 80s keyboard sound?
It's been sneaking in since, but I don't remember.
Somewhere in time they had synth guitars where you have a synth sound generated by a guitar sound, I think. But on Seventh Son there was keyboardist.
Yeah. But I mean, for example, some on Fear of the Dark as well. But I mean these were only like small amounts of it. So and here I don't really see why it has to be there in almost every song. It doesn't add to the value of the song.
Which is
on the contrary.
Which is a funny thing too, because you start adding keyboard, so why don't you start adding better editing?
for example, there are some strings in many places where they're playing some soft parts on bass and guitar, which sounds okay. It's not the best samples they selected, but mostly it sounds pretty half-assed, honestly.
Yeah.
I just think they try to go for the live feel of an album. I sent that interview with Bruce to you guys, and he kind of says it there. The drums are they're all playing when they record the drums.
Yeah.
And they keep most of the bass from those recordings in it. And he says they don't know the songs properly, all of them, when they do this, which kind of like makes sense that it would not be as good Titan when they are recording final takes and they don't know the song properly. I know they go back and record the guitars again, but
that's the thing too. I think they would do much better if they actually, because they have the money, they have the place to go to, because they do this in Paris apparently, this album. I mean, they could easily get together, write the album, record it, and just sit down and listen to the damn thing and make it right before they even looked at a studio.
Exactly. This is not for a lack of money or opportunity. It's
no, definitely not.
I don't know, aesthetic laziness.
What you were saying here, that really, I mean, they're more and more playing for themselves.
It sounds like that to me, yeah.
So just jamming
Fair
away
enough, fair enough. I'm happy for them.
It's okay.
I just don't like to hear it.
That was actually my impression, like 20 years ago when I was listening to Dream Theater. It never appeared to me that they were playing for actually for an audience, but themselves, which is fine. But it's somewhat.
But they're doing pretty good, I think.
Of course, no. It's this is not this is not criticizing their qualities or their knowledge. It's just the approach of writing.
But hey, on the other side, if you are only playing for yourself, then why release it? Just to get some money out of it?
Exactly.
You could do that on your own time without recording and play a new song that you don't know every evening. If that's what gets you off, I don't know. It's a strange attitude to have if you really play only for yourself. I definitely enjoy playing for people and having people listen to and liking the music without being too needy about it. But I mean.
Again, Adrian Smith recently released a solo album, which tops this by, I don't know how, it's not the same music, but the quality is
completely over my head. Do you know the name of the album?
It's together with the guy from
Richie Kotzen.
Richie, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I remember now. I've seen it.
It's bluesy stuff. You won't like it, but still the quality is pretty good, and he sings damn good too. So,
Adrian,
he should sing more.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check that out.
I really started to listen more actively to his playing when I first met the Bruce Dickinson's solo albums, because they, in my opinion, they are really, really great albums. I mean, so aggressive and really in your face stuff. Good.
They topped Bruce Dickinson's albums. Actually, topped Iron Maiden albums at that time.
Well, at that time, definitely yes.
Yeah.
Oh my! I mean, I actually the two Blaze Bayley albums, they're not horrible.
No.
I have some favorite songs from both X Factor and Virtual 11. I bought them back in the time on CD. I was a bit disillusioned that Bruce Dickinson is gone. This is an end of an era, and well. In hindsight, it kind of is, or was back then.
Mm-hmm.
Even that Dickinson came back, but I mean, filling those shoes is really.
I think they underestimated
huge-
the task of filling Bruce
Yeah.
Dickinson's shoes
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he was not that horrible, but it just didn't fit to the task. And I'm afraid Steve Harris, if he is the one who hired Kevin Shirley, he has a very bad record of finding the right people, at least in his mid to old age.
Yeah.
Unlike me.
I did hear Bruce Dickinson sing some of the songs from X Factor and the other virtual reality, which
Virtual
yeah, virtual reality, yeah, and it sounded really, really good. I think
so
actually
too,
was
yes.
here thought it was a song that he hadn't heard from Iron Maiden, but it was from
It's the Klansman was the song. I think
Yes,
I heard it live
exactly.
or I saw a
Yeah.
live video, and I remember I tried to listen to the Blaze Bayley albums with Iron Maiden, and I thought it was, of course you can't help but compare it to Bruce Dickinson. It was just not working at all for me. And then I heard this live, and I thought, wow, it sounds like something I was skipped from the number
earlier
of beats or
albums.
something, yeah, or Power Slave, but yeah, it sounded great when Bruce sang it, compared to, it really worked. But hey, he's an irreplaceable little man, probably.
Yes. What one thing that really bothered me on both Blaze Bayley albums was that the lyrics were kind of dumbed down. I mean, there were so many repetitions. You know, all the choirs only choruses only containing 3 or 4 words, and that repeated over and over again. Fortunes of War, Fortunes of War.
I do remember thinking that. Yes. You think maybe Blaze was writing the lyrics or insisted on doing it?
Probably. I mean, something was off in that lyric writing process on those 2 albums. So I maybe he took over, or it was different from the time before that and after that. So probably has been him.
I'm sure Hans
Hans,
is
are you checking it?
googling it now, or he's completely disconnected
What is
here.
our secretary doing right now?
Sorry, I have to.
How much for 3 cases of beer in Famian?
It says that he helped write 8 songs.
I guess he deleted parts of the lyrics that he didn't like to sing, and that's all he did. Anyway,
So, yeah.
we've been going on about that for some time now. I think we should give them a break, and
And believe you me, we will get so many firebacks that holy shit! I
hey,
probably need to take.
dish it
We'll
out
probably
like
need
we
to
do.
have a
You
fi-
have to take some of it too, huh?
Yeah, we probably need to have a fire extinguisher next to us.
All right.
So, but that's okay.
It's fine.
We're gonna hear about how shitty we are.
Yes, yes.
Ah,
Barbarians.
who the hell do we think we are?
Look, we don't have the coolest heavy metal brand of all time. Iron Maiden has.
Nope.
We don't have.
Of course.
We don't have the number of the beast to live up to.
Yes, we have.
We don't have as much money as
course,
they have,
yes,
or as much
of
time or
course we
circumstances. Not even close.
No. Oh. No.
If only we had.
Working on it.
We
Yes.
had a good run, and we're still having a good run. So it's all good.
Did you visit any mountains since last time?
Not
Absolutely
yet, but
not.
And I refuse.
I'm going to in the end of September, and I'll be still within the challenge window. So
I think I
Buckle
will
up.
do it tomorrow, actually.
Very
Actually, I think next weekend I'll go to the mountain, And after that, I think if Hans is up for it, I'll go and visit Hans.
And
I'm up
follow
for
him
it.
up his mountain.
Yes.
Which do you remember the mountain, Hans? The highest mountain in Suðuroy?
No.
Fortunately,
skip that
very,
part.
very close, just north of Hamjan.
I know.
Straight north. I forgot the name now, I did look it up.
Borgarakna.
Was it?
Borgar Knöttre.
Yeah.
No, I don't even remember it now. But rings a bell. It could have been, yes.
Nah. Oh my god.
Gunnar, fill the silence with some nonsense while we are looking this up.
Well, no, I got nothing, unfortunately. But that's something, I guess. It's like some advanced repair. I have no idea why it's here.
Vaseline.
No,
You,
no,
you
don't go there.
filthy little
Say again,
man.
Hans?
Glugganer.
Akkurat, I remember now. Glugganer, yeah. So it's 630 or 50?
10.
610.
610.
Highest mountain in Suðuroy, just north of Hamjan. So before next Týrcast,
Glugganer?
Yeah.
you have to go there and make a picture or a video of yourself while you're there.
So
So this is a picture or didn't happen situation.
This is the challenge, yes. Sorry for that.
No excuses.
I don't even have time for it.
Yeah,
Nonsense.
I'm working all day long, and when I'm not, I'm relaxing.
Well, that could be a relaxing walk.
I don't have time. I have to relax. You can relax when you're old, son.
Let me tell you something about relaxing, boy.
I follow Hans completely on that one. It's
All right.
amazing that when you get home from work, how exhausted you really are. So,
It's not like we're not working.
No, you're not. No.
no, you're not.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yes, you are. Yes, you
Let's
are.
wrap up this shit before we say anything else to make people hate us.
I love you people, even if you hate me.
And
Still,
please, everybody who's watching this, even if you love Iron Maiden and hate Týr, please like this video because it really helps the YouTube algorithm, convince the YouTube algorithm to push this to even more people. So if for no other reason than you want to expose us for being anti-Iron Maiden assholes.
Posers.
Exactly. Now you can find me on YouTube. I am youtube.com/HerjoSN, and the drummer Tad is also on YouTube. I will put a direct link to his channel below this video. Hans is also on YouTube, and I will make a direct link for him as well. You can find Týr on Instagram at Týr_official. You'll find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as Týr Band. Please go to bandsintown.com/Týr. And track us there. Bands in Town will let us know when we go on. Let you know when we go on tour again. And we are now also on TikTok, believe it or not, at Týrfaro. That's at Týrfaro on TikTok. Please listen to our music
Don't even know
on
what
your
that is.
favorite streaming platform or right here on YouTube. It's all here. You can go to Týr.fo to buy a CD, an LP, some merch, or sign up for our amazing newsletter. If you would like to support us in a more direct way, you can go to patreon.com/Týrband, and you can also put questions to us, which we will answer here on the Týrcast. Mind you, there were no questions today, so it would be very nice of you if you could go there and put a question for the next Týrcast. We put out these episodes on the 7th and the 22nd of each month at 1700 Central European Time. Thank you for being with us, and we hope to have you back here on Thursday, the 7th of October at 5 p.m. Central European Time. So long, suckers.
Bye.
Bicycle.